up, homies of the internet? Lugnuts.Guapo coming at you from downtown Carrollton, and of course you clicked on this video because of that right there, a Hellcat swap Jeep. That is a Jeep Rubicon. It's now for sale over at Hot Rides, and this thing is quite something to drive, to say the least. Very exciting, very touchy. We'll get into more of that here in a second, but in the meantime, roll that tape. Woo-wee! All right, let's start this puppy up. That sounds sounds just like a Hellcat, but it's like a cracker box with a big motor in it, because you can hear it a lot more than if you were in a Charger. Woo! Woo! Touchy throttle. Oh man, this thing. So the ride is actually pretty smooth. I mean, for the big tires and everything that's been added to this thing, very smooth. Suspension. I mean, I think the suspension that's on here is more for like off-roading, which I don't think anyone that would buy this, because these things have been selling for 150 grand. This one is not 150 grand. It's less, which you should take advantage of that right now, but they usually go for about 150. The steering is so smooth for big tires, which is, I'm sure, is pretty normal on a Jeep. But man, does this thing sound amazing. Woo! Touchy throttle. You have to remind yourself that. I think traction control has been turned off on this thing, and I'm not going to take the time to figure out how to turn it back on, because I don't want to. Why would you? It sounds, it just sounds so good. Obviously, the specs are very vague because I don't know much about this other than it has a Hellcat in it, which that's all you need to know for something as ridiculous as this. I mean, who buys this? Like, honestly, you buy a Jeep to go either off-roading or daily. I guess this is more of a daily, but if you want to show off, be your local Honda Racer boy, that's actually would be pretty embarrassing. Man, I am barely touching the throttle. Oh, I gotta put these windows up. I don't know if you can hear me at all. How do you do this on a Jeep? Oh, there it is. Honestly, what kind of customer buys a 700 horsepower Jeep? Because it ain't for off-roading. You compare this to like a 4Runner or your typical Jeep Cherokee. I mean, your typical off-roading vehicles, and I don't know that I would want 700 horsepower when I'm trying to be, you know, calculated, you know? Oh! Ooh, getting close to a school zone there. Wow. So, I will say this. I feel like this should feel sluggish compared to the Charger, but it really doesn't. It has, I mean, it's, I wouldn't say snippy, because not even the Charger is snippy. The gears, the transmission is kind of slow to change gears. It's not like a Ferrari 458 where you can just like clack, clack, clack. Every time you like shift, it goes. Because even in manual, you know, this thing just has a slow reaction time, which is, I mean, for what it is, you don't need that on a Jeep. On a Charger, I guess you could, but you know, again, it's a lot of power for a rear-wheel drive vehicle. This one is 4x4, but it's just so much power that it's kind of useless in a sense. But this is just like the cool, I can't believe I have a 700 horsepower Jeep. I am that redneck with paychecks. I'll show up at Applebee's with this bad mamma jam, I'll tell you that much. So is this Jeep for you? Well, is it really for anyone? I mean, it kind of is a luxury item. It's a luxury item. Who spends $150,000 for a Jeep? Again, this one is not $150,000, but who does that on a Jeep? I'd rather be in a Lamborghini or a 4x4 square, you know? It's a Jeep, a really cool Jeep. I don't have this Jeep for long. I wish I did, because man, this thing would be fun to drive around. So here are the key points that you need to know and understand about this particular Jeep, because there's several out there. Not a lot, but there's several out there. The interior it's a nice Jeep. The seats are pretty cool, but everything feels like a Jeep, as kind of what you would expect it to be if it was just a stock Jeep. But this is, of course, 700 horsepower, which in my opinion is just too much. But when is too much not fun? You know what I mean? So it's fun. It is too much power. It's a novelty item. It's a really cool novelty item. Who wouldn't want a 700 horsepower Jeep? I wouldn't want to buy one, but I would love to drive one, which I get to. So check it out, hotrides.com. It should be in their inventory. I don't know when you watch this video, but as of today, it is. And I can't afford it. So is this Jeep worth $150K, which is what you're seeing right now on the market? That's not me saying it. That is the market. That's what other people are selling this type of conversion for. In my opinion, 150, it seems a little high, but this is a novelty item. This is something unique, and this is what people pay for. So if people that have the money for it, they're going to spend it. I would rather buy a 4x4 square, Lamborghini. There's so many things that you can buy with 150K. This one is not 150K, obviously, because my buddies at Hard Rides are cutting everybody a really good deal, and this one is not going to be 150K, but it is really cool. This is one of those things that, like, it would be exciting to drive every day, but for someone like me, it'd probably be a little too much every day. So definitely maybe like half of the week. This is a fun vehicle. I don't know how often you would use a 4x4 on something like this, but it's crazy, man. Absolutely crazy. So anyways, I know that's not a lot, but it's crazy that I get to drive something like this. Can't believe they trusted me with something this expensive. So if you like this content, if you want to see, but obviously I want to do better content for you guys, so like, subscribe, and I want to see you next time. Get on your Harley, get on 2 wheels, get on 4 wheels, get on anything that has a motor on it, and have a blast. Until I see you next time, God bless. Later.